The hidden truth about mastery, why you'll never succeed until you understand this. What if I told you that everything you've been taught about progress is wrong? That the way most of us imagine improvement, the steady climb, the straight line upward, is a complete illusion. And that this false belief is the exact reason people give up on their goals, abandon their dreams, and never reach mastery. It's not because they're lazy or unlucky or not talented enough. It's because they never learned the hidden truth about how mastery actually works. And once you see it clearly, you can't unsee it. You'll understand why most people quit and why the few who don't go on to become the very best in their fields. The myth of constant progress. Think about how progress is usually shown to us. School teaches us that more effort equals better results. The self-help world promises that if you hustle harder, you'll see constant growth. Social media shows highlight reels of people leveling up every single day. It looks like a straight staircase to success. But mastery doesn't look like that at all. Real improvement isn't smooth, it's frustrating, uneven, and unpredictable. You'll have moments where you break through and suddenly feel like you've improved overnight. But most of the time, you're stuck on a plateau. You're putting in the work, you're showing up every day, and nothing seems to change. And that's where most people quit. They expect progress to be obvious and immediate, and when it isn't, they assume something's wrong. But here's the twist. Plateaus aren't the enemy. They are the path. And this is exactly why the majority of people give up before they ever get good. The plateau trap. Let's talk about this plateau because it's the key to everything. A plateau is that frustrating phase where you keep practicing, keep grinding, keep showing up, but the results don't move. If you've ever tried to lose weight, you know this feeling. You drop pounds in the beginning, but then suddenly your body freezes, and you stay stuck at the same number on the scale. It happens in the gym too. You're getting stronger, lifting more, then for weeks or even months, nothing. No matter how hard you push, the numbers don't change. Here's the shocking truth. 95% of mastery happens on the plateau, not in the breakthroughs, not in the highlight moments. The plateau is where the real transformation is happening silently beneath the surface. But society has trained us to hate plateaus. We've been wired to crave fast progress, instant results, quick fixes. And that expectation is killing our potential. Because the moment progress slows down, most people go searching for something else, something shiny, something new. And that search for shortcuts is exactly what keeps them trapped at the beginner level forever. The quick fix illusion. We live in a culture obsessed with shortcuts. Lose 20 pounds in 2 weeks, get rich overnight, go viral instantly. Every ad, every influencer, every clickbait headline screams the same thing, results without the grind. And here's the danger. The more you consume these messages, the more your brain starts expecting life to work that way. You begin to believe that if something isn't improving quickly, it's not worth doing. But here's the reality. Shortcuts don't take you forward, they loop you back to the beginning. You jump from one hack to another, never staying long enough to master anything. You chase fast results, burn out, and then blame yourself for failing. The truth is, mastery requires a complete shift in mindset. You don't practice for the applause. You don't show up just to see results. You practice for the sake of practice itself. You learn to love the act of showing up, even when nothing seems to change. And that mindset is what separates the masters from everyone else. But here's the catch. How you respond to the plateau depends on the type of person you are. And most people fall into one of 3 dangerous traps without even realizing it. The first trap is the dabbler. The dabbler loves new beginnings. They're excited, motivated, obsessed with that early rush of progress. But the moment things slow down, the moment the plateau hits, they quit. They say, "This isn't working, I need something else." And so they jump from one hobby to another, one project to another, one dream to another, always starting, never mastering. The second trap is the obsessive. This person doesn't quit right away. Instead, they double down. They push themselves harder and harder, expecting progress to explode. And at first they do see improvement, but their intensity is unsustainable. They burn out, they get injured, or they hit a wall so hard they can't recover. And when that happens, they don't just quit, they collapse. The third trap is the hacker. The hacker doesn't quit either, but they do something worse. They settle. They get just good enough to feel comfortable, then stop growing. They never push past their comfort zone, never face the plateau, never risk failure, and so they stay stuck at a mediocre level forever. Here's the uncomfortable question: which one are you? Because the truth is, almost all of us lean toward one of these patterns. But if you want true mastery, you can't afford to be a dabbler, an obsessive, or a hacker. You need to become something else entirely. But before you can do that, you have to understand the invisible enemy inside you, the force that resists all change no matter how much you want it. The force of homeostasis. This hidden enemy is called homeostasis. It's your body and brain's natural resistance to change. Think about the last time you tried to change your habits. Maybe you decided to start waking up early, or to quit sugar, or to work out every day. At first, you felt motivated, but almost immediately your life started to fight back. Your family pulled you back into old patterns. Your friends questioned why you were acting different. Your own mind whispered excuses. Just skip today. You deserve a break. That's homeostasis at work. It's the reason you feel resistance when you try something new. Your body wants stability, even if stability is bad for you. It would rather keep you stuck in familiar misery than risk unfamiliar growth. And here's the terrifying part. Homeostasis doesn't just nudge you, it pushes hard. It makes you anxious, uncomfortable, even sick when you try to break old patterns. That's why most people retreat the moment resistance shows up. They think, this is a sign I'm not meant to do this. But in reality, resistance is proof you're moving in the right direction. So how do you fight something this powerful? 3 ways to defeat homeostasis. The first step is simple. Recognize resistance for what it is. Don't mistake it for a sign to quit. When you feel that discomfort, that urge to retreat, realize it's just homeostasis trying to drag you back. The second step, negotiate with discomfort. Don't go to war with it and don't run from it. Instead, learn to sit with it. Accept that change feels uncomfortable because it threatens the old pattern. Over time, discomfort becomes the new normal, and your brain adjusts. The third step, build a support system. You cannot defeat homeostasis alone. You need people who will push you, hold you accountable, and remind you why you started when your mind tries to trick you into quitting. If you can master these 3, you'll already be ahead of 90% of people. But even then, there are still traps waiting for you, 10 hidden challenges that will test your path to mastery. And most people fail because they don't even see them coming. The 10 challenges of mastery. The path to mastery isn't just about showing up, it's about surviving the hidden challenges that appear along the way. Here are 10 of the most dangerous ones. 1. Inconsistency, showing up only when you feel motivated. 2. Blind consistency, forcing yourself to grind without rest until you collapse. 3. Poor instruction, following the wrong teacher, wasting years on bad habits. 4. Conflicting lifestyles, saying you want mastery but living a life that sabotages it. 5. Perfectionism, waiting for conditions to be perfect before starting. 6. Injuries and burnout, ignoring your limits and destroying your body. 7. Vanity, quitting because you're afraid of looking foolish. 8. Overcompetitiveness, burning bridges or losing joy by obsessing over beating others. 9. Obsessive goal orientation, caring so much about the finish line that you lose the love for the process. 10. Taking life too seriously, forgetting that mastery is a game, not a punishment. Every single person on the path to mastery faces these. The difference is whether you let them break you or use them to sharpen you. And if you can survive these trials, you unlock the most powerful lesson of all. Loving the plateau. This is the secret that separates the masters from everyone else. They learn to love the plateau. Most people see the plateau as wasted time. Masters see it as the game itself. They find joy in the practice, even when it looks like nothing is happening. They understand that life isn't made of constant breakthroughs. Life is made of ordinary moments, of small daily actions, of consistency. Think about the Zen monks sweeping the same floor every morning. To the outside world it looks pointless, but to them it's practice, it's presence, it's mastery. When you stop obsessing over the outcome and start loving the process, you unlock freedom. You stop fighting the plateau and start living inside it. And that's where growth happens, not in the explosive breakthroughs, but in the quiet, invisible days when nobody's watching. So here's the truth. Mastery is not a straight climb. It's not constant breakthroughs or instant success or quick hacks. It's plateaus. It's resistance. It's failure, discomfort, and repetition. It's the quiet, invisible work that almost nobody sees. The world rewards results, but true masters are fueled by something else. They love the process, they embrace the plateau, and they understand that success isn't about what you achieve, it's about who you become along the way. The question is, will you keep going when nothing seems to change? Will you embrace the plateau when everyone else runs from it? Because if you can, you won't just achieve mastery, you'll live it. And if this opened your eyes, imagine how far you could go if you actually applied it. Like, subscribe and comment, because the next video might just be the push that keeps you going when you're ready to give up.